So our first presenter today is Dan Murphy.
Dan Murphy.
Mr. Dan Murphy. After years of pushing through glass ceilings in the construction industry, Dan Murphy decided to stop waiting for opportunity and start creating it. Armed with a Class A license and over 20 years of experience, he launched his own firm focused on precision, transparency, and trust. So ladies and gentlemen, Dan Murphy.
Good morning, everybody, again. So like he said, a lot of my beliefs come from the Gridiron, comes from me playing football. I started young, was a two-way starter going into my senior year of high school. Was coached by a guy who played in the NFL, taught me a lot of good stuff about teamwork and what you need in order to push and be an entrepreneur. Got letters from D1, D2, and ended up playing D2 there in the Chicagoland area. My life has led me to resilience, results, and reinvention just playing the game of football. So like they said, my personal journey was from football to construction, and it's always driven me. It's always had me be transparent and be straight with people, and that's the way I want to continue my entrepreneurship and my business. I'm come from a big family. I'm one of 12. I'm the seventh oldest. So if you can imagine, my mom was busy with the olders, my mom and dad were busy with the youngers. So it really taught me to quickly lead, adapt, and never get left behind. My closest sibling is my sister, and we always talk about it all the time, like, oh my God, we're both like figuring stuff out just because of the way we grew up. Football taught me discipline, but life taught me grit. Growing up in a family of 12, it taught me the grit of, hey, get up and get pushing. Nobody's gonna push yourself. You gotta push yourself in order to keep going in life. I wasn't handing opportunities. I had to listen to the play, listen to the audibles, and just go do it. Just move forward in my journey. Sorry, I think we got a double slide. That's my fault. So, in 2018, I moved here to Colorado. Like after glass ceilings, I got 20 years of doing big projects, small projects. And when I was at college, I got a construction management degree, so I had the education. And I also pushed myself even further by getting my PMP. Actually work on my PMP, but get my MBA. We moved out here in 2018 as a fresh start as a family. There was just empty promises, glass ceilings. Hey, Dan, we like you. We got these jobs going on for the next 5 years. And it just never happened. So just like the game of football, you have to keep pushing yourself, on everything that you do. So I had some great references, great experiences, and that was probably the pivot moment for me that said, okay, I could do this. I had a D8 administrator give me a letter. I had an architect give me a letter. And I also had a subcontract, and one of my old bosses back from Illinois that said, Dan, we all believe in you. Here's the references. Go see if you could do it. So instead of waiting for a W-2 job, I said, I'm going to go take the test, submit my information into Pikes Peak Regional, and push to get the license. And they gave me, as they mentioned, the full gamut. I could build a high-rise in downtown Colorado Springs right now with my license. For me, trust is everything, right? I think you have to have the trust in family, friends, colleagues, just to keep going in life. When I played the game of football, I had to count on the guy to the left, to the right, front, and behind. You're not going to have to execute a play unless you had that trust. But the pivot moment for me in my life was, anybody know the game of football, 46 counter? Anybody know a counter play in football? That's means you're going to go everybody's going to go one direction, but you're going the opposite direction. And you do that to kind of make it unbalanced, or you do that to kind of like, hey man, I'm going to change direction on you because you guys all think I'm going to keep going this direction. So that really was my why, my pivot point. That was my pivot point of like, okay, I need to make a change. I need to quit hitting these glass ceilings and people telling me, hey, Dan, we got this problem for you. Dan, we got this for you. Hey, and I was like, okay, time for me to make a change. So I was like, okay, hey, time for me to get changed. That's when 2018 happened. That's when Let's Go Get My License happened and all that good stuff. So, I'm definitely want to build something together. My really goal is to become a developer. I worked for a developer twice in my career. And not just a developer that goes hires a GC. I want to be the developer that actually has the people to go build it. I want to be overall in everything like, okay, hey, I got the contractors, I could build, I could develop, I could do the whole gamut from beginning to the end. From the handshake to turnover, from estimating, all that stuff. So, for me, what I'm really looking for in terms of is, contacts for developers, people who want to build, people who have that vision in life and just want something built, but they want it built on integrity, transparency, fair, and honest. So at the end of the day, what my entrepreneurship has taught me, it taught me I wasn't waiting on the license. I was waiting on myself to push forward and to get that license and move forward and keep going in my life. And have the grit and have the power to keep pushing like I did as a seventh child of 12 children to keep going. One thing that I want to add is my mom has always told me, growing up, Dan, I never worried about you. I said, why is that, Mom? Because you never waited for anybody. You only waited for yourself, and you kept on pushing yourself until you got what you needed to get.
All right, here you go. This is for you.